Hi guys, welcome to another edition of GamingNight. Tonight's a response video for Maxim RD's game that you like, the others like to hate on. And I had to go back and think about it for a while because there actually is two. So I might briefly talk about the other one, but right now I'm going to talk about the one that I really goes back to a long time, and I really enjoy this game. So I'm going to talk about it. It's Nightmare on Elm Street for the Nintendo, the original NES. And I really like this game. It's kind of cool. It's basically your side-scrolling platform game, but I think they did a really good job with capturing the Nightmare on Elm Street movies. Because you basically will have, like, your game starts off and you essentially have to find the house that's open and then go in it, and you basically are collecting bones. So you can go to the next floor of each room, and then eventually you get the last bone, and then you can go fight the boss. But what I think they did a good job with the Nightmare on Elm Street movies is the fact that you have a sleep meter, and as you're going through the levels, eventually it'll go down to nothing, and your character falls asleep, and it does a really good job. It's some kind of dreamy music, and then screen waves, and it changes the look of the level, where, like, spiders become skull heads, water is now blood, and stuff like that. But on top of that, your characters can then switch into certain characters you find. You click on power-ups, like the Dream Warriors. So basically you have a wizard, you got a acrobatist, and they all have different abilities and strengths and stuff. So some are, they can jump higher, some can, like, float. So that's kind of essential to use them for when you're fighting the bosses and stuff. But if you stay in the sleep time before hitting too long, it starts playing the the nursery rhyme theme, and then Freddy will come out, and you'll have to battle him. It'll say Freddy's coming in big letters. I believe it's red, and then you have to beat him up, and then if you do, you get out of the dream world. The other way that's easier is if you find a boom box, it'll keep you up. But scattered throughout, there's also coffee. It'll raise your thing up. So there's no health bar in this game. So you basically take a couple of hits, you're dead, or fall in a hole, you're dead. And I think the reason it got a lot of bad press was the fact that you could play up to 4 players, but playing with more than 4 players, it was really, with 4 players, it's a pain in the butt, because if you're just too far off the screen, your opponents can't jump, and they'll fall in holes. You got to basically clump together. So it's kind of like, it was a good idea, but it was not executed all that well. The other thing is the monsters in there are very generic. Like, you got bats, stuff like that, skeletons, just the stuff that's, like, generic. They didn't really create any monsters that were, like, unique, but they did a good job, I think, with the boss fights. I mean, you got Freddy with his head that was, like, it reminds me of the from the Nightmare on Elm Street 3, the little worm head. You got the Freddy's claw from, I believe it was the Dream Master, where the claw's floating around. So they did somewhat, try to, do different things. But the other thing that was, like, odd in the game was that you could go through the levels, and since you could go in any house, and it's randomly generated for which house will trigger your level, and you got to find that house. You can go in the junkyard, and it will be a house instead of the junkyard. Or you can go on, and then a house, and it'll be a junkyard, or a junkyard, it'll be the house, or a house will be a junkyard. So it's kind of, like, really weird. It's like you'd go in that area, and it wouldn't be what it was supposed to be. So the levels are it's kind of funny when you go into the junkyard and it's a house, not a junkyard. So, but I can see it be, a house being not, being the junkyard, but it's just a glitch, I guess, or they just want to randomize it. But you think that those levels would stay in their areas for whatever reason. But so yeah, I thought the game was pretty fun. It's not easy, it's not perfect, but I'll always pop it in and play it from time to time. Even though it got bad press, I still enjoy it quite a bit. It's just something to pick up, play. It's kind of, goes back to my childhood, and the fact I like the Nightmare on Elm Street series, it's a plus for me. So that's my game, and thanks for, and briefly, the other one, I'm sure Crow's probably going to bring it up. It's Eat Lead, so I figured I'd just go with this one. So Anyways, thanks for watching. Bye.